kidding. So they're actually Christian?
Those are they're Luya.
But they wear
Yes, go there.
hijab
They're
and
all
all of
Luya.
that.
I've learned so many things every
my
time
God.
I walk. And you see, when you're an artist, I'm sure the moment you decide to walk, you mingle with people. People feel nice to associate or to listen to somebody's music that have a photo. That is what the the president used to do, to make sure that he walks around with each and every person. He travels, he takes people with people, photos with people, so that people will say, yes, they can be able to relate.
Right.
You are giving yourself unnecessary pressure. Me, I walk, I eat anywhere in Kibanda, anywhere. I can eat anywhere, I can sit anywhere, I go walk, and it's fun.
Right.
You are giving yourself, let me tell you something. Before in Africa, the people who used to be respected, they are those people who used to have a very big stomach.
Yeah.
Nobody never knew that these people are unhealthy. We used to respect them. We
know.
thought that they have a lot of money
Right.
because they have the big stomach. But things have changed.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to tell you, these people, they need a good manager.
Right.
They are blaming the media industry for not playing the local music. But if you are not producing quality music,
Right.
I will not play it.
Yeah.
If it's my TV station, if the kind of things that you're singing, because I want to play a music that something that a family can listen to. But you are coming there, you are talking about things that it's really embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, they have to sing good music. Look at somebody like Diamond. When Diamond knows very well that he wants to target a certain market, South Africa or Nigerian market,
Right.
he invests, he look for a good Nigerian musician, he do a collab with them.
Right.
Invest in the machines. Make sure that there's nobody, you see, even in Kenya right now as we are speaking, most of these musicians, they have never found, there's nobody who has come up to be, let's say, a good manager or with a good production, because by the end of the day, signing a deal with a Kenyan is really tough.
It's problematic.
Because you will help this person to grow,
Right.
but you will not recover your money.
But here is what I have found in my brief stay. I've only been here since May.
Yes,
And here's what I have found.
yes,
That we put money front and center on everything.
yes.
So I come into this country with a vision to set up a platform that would hopefully help young creatives to actualize their creative calling, their hopes, their dreams, their vision, carry that into effect. And every single person I have talked to, they say, well, we get the vision, but they're just looking for an opportunity to rip me off. Why is that? Why do we do that? Why do we put money above service, money above human relationship, money above the pursuit of excellence? Like you're saying, right? People want money quickly. And this is all open to you as well, because you and I have had this conversation.
Right.
Why are we so fixated on grabbing money? And it's not just the average Kenyan.
Right.
It's the politicians that is doing it. It's the police that is doing it. It's everybody just seem like they don't care about people. They just want to grab money. What do y'all think?
Let me tell you something out of experience. That is African mentality.
Right.
But if you want to make good money and if you want to enjoy, the most important thing that you need to do, you have, first of all, you must have the passion, not money. Money is a byproduct.
Absolutely. That's what I think.
And I got a lot of network across the world. And if I go with you somewhere, maybe we are meeting somewhere, I'll make sure that I pay the bill, not you. If I let you pay the bill, you will not respect me. And you will not have another. That is the biggest problem that mostly the youth are having. Let me tell you a secret about the politician. I've met so many politicians. Most of them, they are my friends. The youth have a lot of expectation from the politician.
Right.
You want to go to you have an appointment with your leader.
Yeah.
You go there with so many problems. I'm from the village. I borrowed transport. I'm sleeping in a hotel. I have not eaten for 2 days. I don't have transport to take me back. My kid is not feeling well. I also want a job. Who will give you all those things? There's nobody will give you. Be specific. Yeah. I've come here. Even if that person
it
offers
sounds
you
like
money,
complain, right?
Yeah, pick
even
a
if
struggle.
that person offer
Yeah.
you money,
Right,
don't
right.
take.
Yeah.
He will respect you because he knows you know what you're after.
Right.
This is what I want. I've
Right.
done business with white people and everything, but I learned something.
Right.
The moment you go out for a meeting,
Right.
it's either we share the bill or I pay.
Right.
But you don't pay for me my bills.
Right.
So just to go back onto what Jones was asking about how the culture in Kenya is about of take. Everybody wants to get ahead of the other person, or people just don't see opportunities for what they are. They put money before the opportunity. It's true. We do not have good leadership. Our leaders have not done the best. Look at all the corruption going on in the country. But also in Kenya, we have a really big gap between the haves and the have-nots. And I think more than 70% in Kenya are the have-nots. And so, when you have an itch or a burn, you need your most immediate desire would try and soothe that burn. If you don't have clothes, you want to first clothe yourself before you can even enjoy the sunlight. So you cannot tell someone, hey, look, the sun is shining, let's enjoy the sunlight, if they're itching in pain or unclothed.
Right. Right.
So it's hard to understand or
So
grasp.
necessity is driving the whole thing.
Exactly.
But how do you explain then politicians, for example, who are millionaires,
Right, who have everything.
who have 1,000 deeds, as you pointed out? What are they still grabbing for? You see?
Yeah.
So if you already have 1,000 home deeds and you have millions of dollars in your bank account, why are you taking the money for children's hospital or for
Right.
schools?
I'm not
or for-
sure
what
what-
is driving that.
I'm not sure what philosopher said this. Maybe you would know because you were the
Well,
what do you call professor. But there was a philosopher who said that the world has enough for human need, but not human want. Yeah. And so if the systems did work in Kenya like they do in Europe, where people are taxed really, really high, but you can see where the tax has gone.
Yes.
They have proper hospitals. They have
Yes.
free education till the university level. They have social welfare, whether you're unemployed, a single mother. And it's hard to see people on the street. They have homes where people go. They have shelters for drug addicts. Systems work there. So maybe if the politicians in Kenya wouldn't take more than they gave, then maybe people would be able to see opportunities for what they really are.
The other problem that we are also having is in Kenya, to make it in politics, it's very expensive.
you need money.
Not even just money, a lot of money. Because you see,
A lot of
Yeah.
money.
because by the end of the day,
Right.
those people, they know that a politician is not somebody who can be trusted. Even if you come with a very good manifesto, you try to read to them, they will not listen.
Right.
You cannot address a hungry person.
You got to give handouts.
You first of all have to give something,
Right.
let him eat,
Right.
then you talk to that person.
Right.
So, and then you see, I remember when I was campaigning, those people used to come to our place. The only thing that they do, even before you talk, there's a queue. They want money. By the time you need an audience with them, you want to talk to them, they're already gone to another politician. So some of this problem is not about politician.
It's the people.
It's even the people.
Right.
Because you see, for them, they run from this politician to that politician.
Right.
I had a very good strategy. I had a very good plan on how I was going to help our people.
Right.
Because I understand, I was brought up in that village. I know the way. You see, like from our area, we have a very small, each family has a very small piece of land. Because if from our family, my dad had 1.5 an acre.
Right.
1.5 an acre, and we were 20. So you can imagine, before I was born, there was somebody who was waiting for me call me an uncle.
Mm.
My brother had already children, my brothers. So the family was very big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the challenge that we are having, the guys are very smart. If you look at the negative side, you find that it looks very difficult. But let me tell you, if you go right now to a country like those Arab countries,
Right.
getting casual workers is very difficult.
Right. Some of their citizens don't work.
They don't work.
Yeah. In Kuwait, I was a U.S. military advisor in Kuwait for a year.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've spent some time in Iraq. Kuwaitis don't work.
They don't work.
They don't
Really?
work. Yeah.
So how do they make a
In
living?
Qatar, they don't
They
work.
get people from Africa to go and work there.
And then they abuse us and kill us and beat
Leave
us.
alone that.
Yeah.
Whatever they are going to produce, they want to sell in Africa.
Mm.
So if you can be able to go and convince those people, you tell them, listen, we have what we call COMESA countries.
Right.
As long as you set up your factory in Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
all the countries that are in COMESA, you are not going to pay tax.
Right.
So you convince these people, you tell them, listen, the most expensive thing when you are starting up your factory are the workers.
Right.
Okay.
If you go to Dubai, let me tell you something that you don't know. If you go and apply or you go and work in Dubai, that company that will employ you, they have to buy for you a working visa, which is more than 300,000 Kenya shilling.
Whoa.
And apart from that, they have to provide transport and they have to provide accommodation. You get?
Yeah.
So by the end of the day, even the salary scale and everything, do you know you cannot, if you go Dubai, we don't pay people cash. The money has to be transferred from the account because the government is monitoring. You cannot
I
just
see.
pay.
And I've got a question for you. We have a lot of laborers, like Kenyan laborers, going to these Gulf countries and just suffering. I'm all for taking people to like foreign countries to, get a better life and earn a living for their family back home. But why is it that the people or the companies and organizations that send Kenyans to these Gulf countries take the most illiterate people from the village, unskilled people, and then they represent us really badly around the world? Like, why don't they get, educated, skilled people?
Let me answer you.
Yeah.
If sometimes you find that one family has like 10 or 15 or 20 workers, maybe 10 house girls to handle this, because they like that. Somebody wants to live like a king.
Right. Right.
I want to tell you what happened in UAE. UAE, there's a place called Sharjah. If you go to Sharjah, you will hate yourself. Because what happened? Sharjah is an emirate, one of the emirates.
I know what that is.
If you go to that place, it's like they're selling people. When the people that they are taking there, they are house girls mostly.
Right.
We also have some other jobs.
Right.
But when you take a house girl from Kenya to a place like Dubai, do you know how much is sold? If it's a Kenyan, they'll buy. People from Philippines, they are very expensive because the government trained them. From Philippines, you buy. So when you go there, you have to pay the person who has brought, the person who has handled that person. They buy one. If it's a Philippine, they charge equivalent to 600 to 700,000 Kenya shilling for you to get that person. And it's like a market. You see people there. So you see those Arabs walking inside. They want to choose. They look at the girl. No, not this. They look at they like these slim ladies.
Yeah.
They don't like fat ladies. So they go
So I'm very lucky.
Now, if you go there, Kenyans are not expensive. Kenyans are a bit cheap. Ugandans and Kenyans are not cheap. But Philippines, these other people from
India, maybe.
Yeah, Indians, they're expensive because they are very good in whatever they are doing. And the relationship between their two governments is very good. Kenyans are very cheap. So what I'm trying to tell you, these people, they'll buy 600, 700,000 a Philippine.
Wow.
They pay also money to buy for them the visa. Can you imagine when you go to something like a factory? A factory, setting up a factory in an Arab country is very expensive. You are getting most of these things. In Kenya, we have minerals. most of the raw material they'll get them. To manufacture phone, they'll get minerals from Congo, from Africa. They take them there. They manufacture their product. In Dubai, we used to do so many expo so that we can help them get market in Africa. The reason why you see that Dubai is the center of everything in the world is most of these people, they are targeting Africa. But if we can get a smart leader who will go out and convince those manufacturers, tell them, come, set up a factory here. This is what the government is going to provide. But you see, our government, they are treating citizens as clients. They believe the only way that I can be able to run the government is by raising the tax.
Wow.
Dubai tax used to be 0. Now it's 4%. And they used to make money. Look at Emirates Airline. Emirates Airline, they don't necessarily think about profit.
Right.
But it's supporting the tourism industry. Because if you want to travel anywhere in the world using Emirates, it has to drop in Dubai. You have to spend.
And that's something interesting. You said that the Kenyan government looks at our citizens as clients.
Yes.
Increasing tax.
Yes.
We don't even see where the tax money goes.
Yes.
There's inflation.
Yes.
Food has become so expensive. Going shopping in the supermarket, like if I would go shopping like for the house, it would cost me 20,000. Now it costs 30,000. The same products. And you're just like, whoa, the salaries are not increasing. Tax is getting higher. I mean, honestly.
And especially after this COVID time, people are really suffering.
Yeah.
So, but I do like your idea though. We talked about it on that day we went for a walk at Jeffrey.
Yes.
The idea, I think it's self-evident. People don't have job. They need the job. Businesses are closing. The existing business are folding up and going away. And you talked about the idea of bringing companies from overseas, like these Gulf countries, right? So rather than take the raw materials back there, process it back there, return it back to us. So why don't you build your companies here, right? And employ the people, the local people, right? And give them a job, give them an opportunity to create value. And some of them get training there and support their family, support themselves. And that eliminates the problem of shipping our people like cattle to these places to be abused.
Literally.
Right. So what progress have you made and how might we be able to help facilitate that for you? Because I think it's a really good...
Let me tell you something.
A good effort you were trying to make there. Yeah, please.
Most of my friends who have factories, because I remember we had discussed that we are going to partner in a certain business about marketing.
Absolutely.
And I know so many manufacturers.
Yeah.
And most of these people, this one question they will ask you. We have cheap labor. How much does your government charge on tax? All manufacturers wants to know. So when you tell them VAT 16%, duty 25%, extra duty 10%, by the end of the day, is more than 50%, almost 65%. This is money that you're charging someone. The government should come up with a system. Instead of targeting the manufacturers who are setting up factory here.
The investors.
Yes, and those investors and locals.
Right.
They reduce the tax. Right. They look for other avenue.
So let me say to you though, which one is the camera he's looking at? So how about you look into that camera over there? Oh, this is me. And this is, okay. Yeah. So this is you, Alex Malova. So because I think this is important. We have a new government now, and I think they're trying to do good things. So perhaps you can just speak to the honorable president and make some recommendation. There's no guarantee that he's going to see what you're saying, but who knows? He just might well see it. So look into that camera and speak to these matters because it's an important matter.
I think the idea that I can give the President of the Republic of Kenya is look for other avenue of creating resources, money to manage the country.
Right.
Don't treat citizens as clients. Because the moment you concentrate on raising the tax, making sure that each and every person pays tax, you will fail.
Right.
The best thing that you can do, because most of these investors, what they ask us, every time we travel, they want to know how much do we pay as tax. We have no problem paying tax. We can pay as long as we have.
Right.
If I can be able to make money, I'll pay.
Right.
But things are tough.
Right.
Our people are struggling.
Right.
There's no money.
Right.
The best thing that you can do, if you go to a country like Tanzania,
Right.
they concentrate more on the chain of distribution. Why are they concentrating on chain of distribution? They want to make sure that they create more business opportunity from the manufacturer up to the end user.
Right.
They introduce the distributor, the wholesalers, everything. They are doing all that.
Right.
But they are not pushing people. They're not pushing people to tell people, no, you cannot manufacture and sell. They explain to people the reason why they feel that they need a wholesaler. Why? Because a wholesaler will give you a space, a warehouse where to keep goods. A wholesaler will come to you with cash, you buy goods, so he'll give you capital. You know, there's a way that you can be able to communicate it to somebody, indirect.
Right.
The biggest problem, now we are talking about bringing manufacturers into this country.
Right. Which we need.
We need these
Desperately.
people.
Absolutely.
We have the raw materials.
Right.
Yeah.
We have the manpower.
Right.
But the biggest problem that we have the market. But now, what we need these people to come and set up their factories here. What are you doing to make sure that these people come to our country?
So we need changes in policy.
We need changes of policy. We
Right.
need, leave alone that.
Right.
We need to, that is why you need a marketing skill.
Okay.
If you bring, Kenyans should be able to market their own country.
Yeah.
We should tell Kenyan, any investor you bring into this country, you are going to get an incentive. That is number one. Number two, any investor who come to this country
Right.
and manage to employ more than 100 Kenyans, that person should be treated special.
Tax exempt.
As long as you have employed
Absolutely.
more than 100 Kenyans,
Yeah.
you need government protection.
Absolutely.
You are very important people to the economy of this Kenya.
Absolutely.
So
Big
what
case.
these people need to do, they should tell these people, you want to move your factory from maybe China to Kenya.
Right.
How many people are you planning to employ? Okay, what we are going to do, the government is going to take care of all the expenses from China to Kenya. On the raw materials, we are not going to charge you. And whatever you are going to produce, we want you to make sure that you export more than 70%. Because the challenge that we are having, we are importing more than we are exporting.
Right.
So you bring your product,
Right.
you have to employ 80% has to be Kenyans.
Right.
80% has to be Kenyans. You have to make sure that you import whatever you're bringing in,
Right.
you are importing. So what will happen? You make sure that your production is high.
Right.
And then that is the only way that you can help.